Good afternoon. Welcome once again to the continuation of our lectures on the singular numerical relativity. And today I'm so happy to meet you again because it is today that we are going to see the invisible singularity. The singularity has been hidden to all the scientists, but now we have the privilege to see it with our own eyes and touch it, calculate it, and do whatever we want to do with it. I know that it's very hard for you to understand what I'm trying to say here, because you cannot imagine that someone will just come along and say these kind of things, expose the singularity in a very simple way as I am going to do it. So today is a singularity day. We will talk about the singularity and all the ghost bits of information. It means we already studied this. We know that the singularity is the remains of a dead star. When a star dies, everything will evaporate. But what will remain is what we call the singularity. So if the singularity has not been understood so far, because nobody could really understand how this happens. A star dies, then general relativity says that the remains will occupy almost no space at all, but very heavy, causing so a very strong gravity. Therefore, everything that gets closer to the black hole will be doomed. This is a very strange idea, but we can understand it if we really understand that everything can disappear, but the information remains. And that information, it's not preserved first on the surface of the black hole. The information is preserved first at the singularity, because that's where the objects are crushed. And I already explained that crushed means like pressing on the button of your camera to capture the image of an object. So that happens at the singularity. The singularity will capture all the information of the object. That's why the object must be destroyed first. Then it will capture all, then finally things will disappear. The information will be processed by the black hole and mapped on the surface of the black hole. And this is what led to what we call the holographic principle. We have seen that with the singular numerical relativity, we can unite the information at the singularity and the information on the surface of the black hole. So here we see an object like this we build already. We know all its content, all it is this description, the information about it, then this information will be mapped on an area of 25 locations if the object is 4. So it means the capacity of the object is 4. We will have 25 locations. This is what we call the information zone. But what you have to know, that there is no way 4 in reality can occupy 25 locations. Number 4 is a very small number. Therefore, to occupy all of this is very difficult. And it's almost, I can say it is impossible. However, the number 4 has a singularity. It is super value that it can use in order to occupy all these 25 locations. So that's the miracle. And we have to produce that singularity, that value that can occupy all these 25 locations. So to produce it, first we need to map the information. The 25 locations should be seen this way, as a holographic map. I already explained what holographic map means. You see that there are empty cells here. Even we have many cells, the 25, as you see them, the 25 are these ones. But between every 4 values, there is an empty space. And that empty space creates a hologram because it indicates that these values come from another set of values. Therefore, for us to see properly what it means, the singularity which is here, the singularity is in superposition, and it will occupy the 25 locations. But how it will do it? Of course, our guide so far is that we have this map. So see this in reverse. We see it like starting down and going up, the singularity. You can turn it anyhow you want, but see it this way so that we can have the true image. This is indicating that we have 16 open areas here. These 16 open areas tell us that there are 16 values which are at the back of this. It means these 25 values came from the 16. And here it obeys what we call the square law. We obey the square law. We go from 25, or 5 squared, to 1, which is 1 squared. So you have to pass through 4 squared, 3 squared, 2 squared, then 1 squared. So it goes this way. The 25 come from 16. 16 come from 9, because the number of empty spaces here are 9. Then the 9 come from 4. And the 4 indicates that there is 1 which is still there, and this is the singularity. So now you have the full structure of a black hole. You can do the studies of black holes in astronomy and cosmology, whatever you want, but this is the mathematical representation of a black hole. It's only here that we make a meaning of a black hole. So we have now the full structure of the black hole. So what we have to see that this is a number. This number is very huge. It's big. It's not 4 anymore. I said that 4 will use its ultimate value in order to be in all these, to occupy all these locations. But what it means here, the fundamental idea of the singular numerical relativity is that a number can use all its inferiors or all the numbers below it in order to fulfill different tasks. You understand? So this number, the singularity, want to work, want to do many things. Then for you to use it, you have to break down. If you have 1,000 bill of dollars, or 100, let's say the 100 which is practical, 100 bill, you want to use that bill, and you have many things to buy with that. So you have to break down the 100. So the things you will buy will be called, you bought goods for $100. It means goods work of $100. It means you have to break down, then you have to get small values, because the things you are going to buy, you buy here something, here biscuits, there maybe onions. You can buy anything you want with the 100, breaking down the $100. Then that's what happens here. And here we see that even though a number can utilize all its inferiors, it follows an order. The order is called the square law. It is the square law. Please understand this, because this is the problem, the real problem of physics. The modern physics did not understand or did not explain exactly the square law. And the square law was it was used, but, you know, it was not taken seriously. And here we are telling you that numbers obey the square law. And the whole universe, all the phenomena of the universe obey the square law. So the square law is the key. We go from 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. No. So even this number has the power to use all, but he has to first to do it with 4. The 4 will do with 9, 9, 16, 25, 36, 47, 64, 81, 100. Go. Getting all the big numbers you want. So this is what we have to understand. The square law. This is the principle and rules that guide the whole mathematics of the universe. The square law. So now, let's see exactly how we can get the singularity of number 4, for example. This is our card of 4. Through projection, we were able to produce this card. You remember. You have this, the deceleration, the expansion, the acceleration, and the number itself, the master number, 4. These are the pillars of the card. Then we have all the values. We know already what's the meaning of all these values. They mean energy. Now, what happens that for this information to work, it must be activated by the singularity. Therefore, going down to the singularity, we have only to reproduce all the cards between the singularity, because it will do it by step. As we have said, it follows the square law. Therefore, we need to know about the information zone. Actually, this is the formula for calculating this. This is the formula for calculating the information on the first card. The card that you see on the surface of the black hole. This is the one that appears on the surface of the black hole. For you to calculate it, you have to get n times n plus 1 cube. This formula suggests that we have to consider the information zone and the central value in order for us to calculate easily the results here. I said that the central value is the average of all the values on the card. And here it is visible. It is 20. 20. How to get it? We know that it is n times n plus 1. That's it. And that's the 20. Then, now when we go to the next cards, the cards that what we call the ghost cards, the ghost bits that we cannot see. Now what we call in physics the entropy of the black hole. When we go deep in, then we have to go to all the cards below, one after another. So what we do, we just go by getting the values. So you see this is green. The next will be the green. So the values of the green are the one to appear here on the card. The card of the first level. This is level 0. It's counted like that. So on the surface is level 0. Then level 1, you just get to get the values, you just get 2 vertical values or 2 horizontal values. You see, you have, for example, here 16. The 16 comes here. This is 16. The second going here, 21, 27, and etc. We have the card in the green. This is the green, or the second level. No, sorry, the first level, I mean. Now, if we have to go to the second level. Now we have to find the values on the blue, because the green tells us that there are 9 values that generated the 16 values that we see here. So the 16 values came from these values, and they are here in blue, the 9 values. You see them. Then this also tells us that there are 4 values that generated the 9 values here. And finally, it says here that all these 4 values came from only one number we call the singularity. And here is 320. So 320 is the singularity of 4 in projection, or in the structure of black holes, based on black hole studies. So we have to, it's a 320. That's the singularity. And how to get it? Now we come here. As you see, we have to consider the central value and the information zone. These are most important. So if you want to know exactly the amount or the total value here, just refer to the central value. But this central value may be visible or not. For example, you see here, it is visible on the first card, which is the level 0. But the card of level 1, this value doesn't show, because that value must be located at the crossing point of the central column and the central row. Central row, central column, the crossing point is 20. But here, if you do it, you see the crossing point is a blue, which is, there is nothing there. So the central value, for you to get it, just get the average of these two, the values that are close, either vertically or horizontally. You just get 2 values, then get the average here. You can get 32 and 48. You can get 35 and 45. And the average of them all will be always 40. I'm not saying that the average of the total, no. I'm talking about the average of the 2 values here and the average of the 2 values here. But anyway, I think it is the same. When you say average of the 4, it should be the same, still the same. Because it will still be the same, 40, yes. So I'm right. Now, we go to the next card. You see that what is happening, the central value is increasing by multiplying by 2. We multiply by 2, multiply by 2. Here it was 20, and here multiplied by 2, multiplied by 4, multiplied by 8, multiplied by 16. So what is happening is that as we go deep in, the central value is increasing, is always doubling, double. It doubles. So we have numbers. This number of multiplying by 2, by 2, by 2. Then let's see exactly in the formulas so that we make it easy for you to understand. I said that for you to get the total level on total level value, or the value of each card, you have to just focus on the central value and the information zone of that card. Now, as I said, when we are going down inside we are moving towards the singularity, going down to the singularity, we see that the value of the central, the central value is increasing by 2 all the times. Therefore, we have to represent it this way, the central value on the level 0, it is just 1. That's why we don't see. But when we go to level 2, we see 2 appearing here. Level 1, sorry. When we go to level 1, we see the 2 appear. It appears here. And it continues. And what we see? That we will be powered by 1, powered by 2, powered by 3, powered by the level number. So if you want to know the central value, just get that on a certain level, just get the n times n plus 1 multiplied by 2 powered by the level number. The level number. So these are the level numbers. You see, 4, 4, 3, 3. It's very clear. It's very simple. But again, you have to focus on the information zone. The information zone, on the contrary, it is getting smaller and smaller, because when you come from this area of the black hole, we call the event horizon, this area is bigger. Then as you go deep inside the black hole, the area is getting smaller and smaller until you reach only one tiny small place we call the singularity. And you see how it works. It follows the square law. But consequently, so you just get n plus 1 here. Then when you go here, become n plus 1 minus 1. That gives you n here, n squared. Then to the next, it will become n minus 1 squared. So just get that, and you have finally the formula of it. But what is interesting, that at the singularity, you have only 1 square, meaning it's negligible. You don't need too much to focus on that if you want to calculate the singularity. So the formula of the singularity will be only this one, because this is already 1 only. So if you multiply this by 1, it gives you this formula. So the formula of the singularity, as seen in the structure of black holes, should be n times n plus 1 times 2 powered by n. You have the formula of the singularity. Do it, you will find the number 320. It's here. So you get 4 times 5, that's 20, times 2 powered by 4 is 16. So 20 times 16 is 320. Simple. Now, let's move to the next stage. We have been talking about the black holes. But the singularity, according to the predictions of general relativity, the singularity that is found in the black hole must have been also at the beginning of our universe. So the singularity is the beginning of our universe. And there happened what we call the Big Bang. So now we are going to see, we have already learned that the Big Bang is just an explosion. An explosion in mathematics, we do it by exploding a number. And the number in 3 dimensions gives us a huge cube like this. And here I open it so for you to see the different levels of the cube. It's very clear. Here is 4, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, because it goes pam, 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 4 times. Then all the information, it says, the prediction is that all the information of this cube will be encoded on this area of 9 squared, or 81 locations. So this is the information area, or the information zone. You know how to calculate it. It's very simple. 2n plus 1 squared. So now, let's see it, how it works. Before we had only 25. You see this. In the projection we had only 25. Now we have gone up to 81, which is 9 squared. So the singularity, which is here, must connect to this 81. How? The open areas here tell the story that you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, meaning 8 squared. So it will go 8 squared. The next will be 7, 6 squared, of course, 5 squared, 4 squared, 3 squared, 2 squared, then finally the singularity. So now we go deeper. That's why a number has 2 kinds of singularities. The singularity of the black holes and the singularity of the Big Bang. This is very well known by the physicists. So I'm not the first one to say this, but I am demonstrating it because they only predicted. But if you want now to learn how it works, this is what we are doing here. So let's go. We go first. So 64 generated the 81. No, so this 64 came from 49, 36, 25, 16, 9, then 4. These are the numbers. Numbers obey the square law. I insist because this will be our focus when we are going to talk about the physics. Numbers obey the square law. That's why you see this. So the information zone of a number is always a squared zone, a squared area. It is a squared number. So it is reducing as we go. Then now let's see exactly. We do the same as we did. Here I have a little problem for you to see everything because this is Excel, and we need actually a big screen, very big screen, in order to present the 8 levels, meaning 9 levels in reality. All the 9 levels of our bank, the 9 levels. But you have at least here, first, this is the card with 81 values. These 81 values, we know how to get them. We get them doing n times 2n plus 1. Now, instead of n plus 1, we have 2n plus 1. That's the power of the explosion of the Big Bang. 2n plus 1. Therefore, we break down this equation, cube of course here, and then we break down this, we just get the information zone. The information zone is a squared number, so we get 2n plus 1 squared. We put it there, and then what remains is the central value. So the central value, for example, here, you can see it. It is this one. Oh, here, 36. 36 equals 4 times 9. So 4 times 8 plus 1. You get it? Very simple. So we do the same as we have done, because actually we had to, with the explosion, you cannot produce a card in a very special way. That's why I demonstrated already before how to convert the explosion data to projection data, so that we have the same structure of a black hole. Same structure with the black hole. So here, but we have to know the number of levels have doubled, because we are dealing with 2n, n times 2. So now, to get the values, we do the same. Just get 2 values here, for example, to put the value here. And that value is 16. It appears here. So if we go into this card, we will see all the values of this. I have a hard time opening this, but I think I will make a different video where I can give you this in more detailed view. The view only you need. But the formulation is the same. We go through the same procedure. So it means we have to go but I think I cannot avoid the situation now. We have to exit this end the slideshow and go here, so that we can see it proper in Excel. Yes, thank you very much. We are there. So as you see, we have okay. This is the card we started with. Then when we move to the next card, you see the next, all the values here in pink color, all are recorded here. And now they are only 64 if you compute them all. Then to the next level is this one. We have 48 here, and all the values here, but let's say this one we can see clearly. This is the 240, the value that comes here. 105 plus 135 is 240. You see? So this is 240 there in the green. So the green is the level, actually it is the level 2. Level 2. Then now we have to go back here to see the level, the next level, the level 3. This is the level 3. You see, on level 3, we should have, we started here with, what you call it, 81. We went to down to 64. We already reached 49. So here it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 squared. 36. The next will be, so you put the values. Now, to calculate them, actually, let's see first the singularity, up to the singularity. So the last number, when we go down by following the square law, we see we reach to the last value, which is 900, but maybe you cannot see well because it is very, very small. It is 9,216. That's the singularity of the Big Bang of 4. So compare with the black hole's singularity. It's only 320. But here already 9,216, the singularity of 4. So do the calculation. You have to go with the formula. Now let's exit this. Go back to home. Is it? Oh no. We go back to the program itself and go back to from this slide. Okay, so we are back here. So this is the singularity we got. Then the formula is that we have to get the central value. So we have to, we went down, and for us now to have exactly what I'm talking about, we put this table where we can see all the singularities or the central values and the information zones level by level. So we see that on level 0, that's what we already calculated. We did it. What is important to us here is about the central value. The central value is increasing. This time, when it reaches the singularity, it will not be powered by n only, it becomes powered by 2n. So n powered by 2n. Therefore, the formula of the singularity is, the rest here you can understand, the same thing I have explained already. It's just the information zone getting smaller, smaller from 9 squared to 1 square. And when this comes to 1, that's the singularity area, and that singularity area is only 1, therefore it is negligible in the calculation, so it doesn't matter. All you have to focus on is what you get as a formula of the central value, because the singularity is the central value by itself, central value. That's why it is in superposition to all the values that we are going to get in different cards that are compiled on this structure that we see, the structure of the black hole. So we have now this formula, which is n times 2n plus 1 times 2 powered by 2n. This is the formula of the singularity of the Big Bang. Very simple. And you will understand why it is so simple like this, because physicists have been trying, they get zero, what do they call it, infinity. Or there is no such thing like infinite in physics. There is not. No. You cannot do a calculation that gives you infinite. That's not true. But here it's simple. You see, put any number here, you have a clear answer. No doubt. And you see the structure of the pyramid that we see here is coming out automatically through the numbers. So numbers tell us the whole story, how to follow the square law. Just obey the square law. Then, if we have to just wrap up what we have seen, we have to say that each number in the universe has two singularities. One from the projection we call black holes, and another from the Big Bang we call, another one from the explosion we call the Big Bang. So we have two different singularities. This is already predicted by scientists, so I have no explanation to give to you. Please, just follow the formula. You cannot debate with this. There is no debate here. No matter what you know about cosmology, whatever you know, physics, all you know, this is the answer. So we have now opened the Holy Grail of physics. The Holy Grail is here. Open now. Black holes. Open. Big Bang. Open. So now you have the singularity. This one cannot be disputed by anyone. If you don't understand, just go again. If you are somebody who knows how to pray, pray and check so that you can understand this. Because there is no other solution. This is the solution. And why we are talking about this singularity? The singularity, as you see it, is the source of energy. It means that number is the source of energy. The energy is being processed because our computers are, we have today are using the binary system. The binary system is not well organized. That's why we have problem in computation with our computers. And the scientists who are always searching, they have started making already quantum computers. But even them, with the quantum computers, the mathematics they need is this one. You understand? This is the mathematics. Don't think differently. Please try to clear your mind and accept the truth, because this is the truth, absolute truth. You will never get it again if you don't accept this. There is no other option. So I'm talking about the source of energy. It is like this. You know, in the distribution of electricity, we have a system, electric system. The structure that we have indicates that we go from a generator, the source, the station that produces the electricity. Then this electricity must be distributed because this is a very high voltage here, as you see. So we need very strong cables, big cables, first to carry the current to the place where it is needed. And that's why we need small stations which can help us to reduce, to go to lower voltage. So we do these, we pass through the transmission lines, then we go lower and lower. We try to get until we get the standard that we use in our homes, which is maybe for some is 220 volts, others maybe 110, 110 volts. In Japan, mostly they use 110 volts. So you have this distribution of the electricity, and that must be done in our devices following the law brought to us by the singularity. So this is the singularity that generates power. Then this power must be distributed, and the method to distribute that is, or the structure that we have to follow, is the one that we have given you through the explanation of the singularity, going from the singularity to the surface of the black hole. So when we will be studying the singularity, we will be again seeing how to process what we have done so far. We got the singularity by starting from the surface of the black hole going down. But there is also a way that you are given the singularity itself, then you have to process the numbers. You can reproduce all those numbers. There are formulas for that. But we will do that when we reach to the physics, because it will be a double work. If we do it here at the mathematics only, then we go and do it again with the physics. So you have to understand that there will be a way to process a singularity. The singularity is the source of energy. Now, how do you process that? Like here, as we see in electricity, we have to reduce the power, cutting it in small pieces until it will go to our devices. So this is exactly what we are going to do. That's why understanding the singularity is so important. And the distribution, how it is done, we follow the square law. Please, the square law. I insist on the square law. Obey the square law, because the square law will help us to do the perfect distribution of power. You understand? It gives you the numbers, it gives you everything. We don't need probabilities. We don't need. Follow the square law. That's natural law. That tells you put 1 here, put 3 there, put 9 here. That's the way it is. So, I would like to tell you that today has been a great day, because we have finally at least learned about the singularity directly. This is the formula, the absolute. Don't do anything opposite to this, because you will be the loser. So I wish you good understanding, and continue to follow my lectures. We still have some mathematics we need to complete. Then we will be entering into physics to get all the things we have learned here, what they mean in physics. We will see that in the future. Thank you very much.